new jobs on the schedule. When a homeowner's AC compressor grinds to a halt in the middle of July, they aren't looking for a casual read. Yet, a lot of marketing agencies will sell you on the idea that writing generic blog posts about the history of air conditioning or how thermostats work will automatically translate into revenue. There is a massive gap between someone casually browsing home improvement tips and a homeowner sitting in a 90-degree living room, actively sweating, ready to pay whoever can fix the problem first. This table highlights the trap. If your budget is pointed at clicks, traffic, and search volume, you are buying vanity metrics. What actually pays payroll is the right column: diagnostic calls, system replacements, and maintenance contracts. To bridge that gap, you need a system called the intent funnel. It captures the specific, urgent questions your customers are actually asking in the field and uses them to force the phone to ring. Capturing those high-margin jobs means abandoning effortless, set-it-and-forget-it generic ads. You have to commit to an operationally demanding machine that maps every marketing dollar directly to buyer intent. The first step in building this funnel is throwing out the generic FAQs and looking at the real questions your technicians answer on the job site every single day. To figure out which questions actually generate money, we grade them on two metrics: time sensitivity and job value. This chart creates the intent matrix. We map how fast the customer needs an answer against how much the resulting job is actually worth. Questions like, how often should I change my air filter, plat low on both axes. There's no rush, and it rarely leads to a high-ticket sale. A symptom question, like, why does my furnace smell like burning, plots high for time sensitivity, but usually results in a standard diagnostic call. But premium questions, like a homeowner weighing the cost of repairing a dead unit versus replacing it entirely, sit perfectly in the high-value, high-time quadrant. These are the homeowners ready to buy a new system today. Making this work requires a shift in operations. You have to stop paying agencies to guess what homeowners care about, and instead sit down with your dispatchers to document what customers actually say when they call in a panic. Mapping these questions ensures you stop wasting ad budget on informational tire kickers, pointing your dollars exclusively at homeowners who need a truck in their driveway right now. Once you know exactly what your customers are asking, you have to build the precise digital destinations required to answer them. Sending an expensive, panicked click to a generic Our Services homepage is the fastest way to bleed out a marketing budget. Look at this leaky funnel. If a customer searches for a frozen AC coil and lands on a page showing a picture of a van and a list of 20 different services, the connection is dropped, they leave, and you still pay for the click. The alternative is entirely architectural. You need 10 to 15 distinct landing pages, each built specifically to match one exact buyer symptom. If they search for a frozen coil, they need to land on a dedicated AC repair page that confirms you fix frozen coils, shows your repair process, and gives them a button to book a diagnostic. If they search for SEER 2 cost, that search routes straight to an AC replacement page, explaining installation options, warranties, and financing. This is heavy upfront work. It requires actual web development and paying for localized copywriting that speaks directly to your service area. Committing to this expensive architecture dramatically lowers your customer acquisition costs because your page perfectly matched and resolved the buyer's exact anxiety. Building the pages is only half the equation. You still have to drive the traffic into them using Google Ads. The HVAC sector is a highly competitive ad market. Depending on the weather, a single click can cost up to $40. Errors are completely unforgiving. This scorecard breaks down how to split the risk between two ad types: local service ads and traditional search ads. Local service ads sit at the top of the results to capture broad emergency trust when a system dies. Traditional search ads are surgically targeted lower down the page to answer high-value replacement questions. But there is an operational catch. To keep LSAs profitable, someone in your office has to actively review call logs every week and manually dispute bad or spam leads with Google to recover your budget. Running a profitable dual ad campaign means treating your ad spend as a heavily managed weekly operation. Turning them on and walking away guarantees you will bleed cash. You have the traffic and the landing pages. The final component of the intent funnel is closing the loop with localized social proof. Acquiring customer reviews is not a passive byproduct of doing a good job. It is a strict operational requirement that must trigger the exact moment a repair is finished. This decision tree outlines the trust loop. The job finishes, the technician asks face-to-face, an automated text goes out, the review gets posted, and it's immediately added to your landing pages. This requires training your technicians to overcome their discomfort and actively ask for the review while still standing in the customer's home. Once they ask, back-end software takes over. It instantly texts the review link to the homeowner, eliminating the human error of an office manager forgetting to send an email. Piping this fresh social proof directly onto your hyper-specific service pages lowers the next buyer's fear. When they see a neighbor had their frozen coil fixed yesterday, they call, increasing the ROI of every future ad dollar you spend. High ROI marketing is the act of connecting highly specific customer questions to high-trust, symptom-matched destinations. We have to evaluate which types of HVAC operators actually possess the internal maturity to deploy this system without failing. This recommendation matrix shows where operators fit. Take the scaler. If you have dialed in dispatching and a structured sales process, this system is the perfect accelerant. But look at the disorganized owner. With slow speed to lead, late technicians, and messy job sites, strictly avoid this strategy. Pumping expensive $40 ad clicks into a broken operation will not save the business. It will only accelerate its financial failure. Fixing your internal operations must always precede building the funnel. But once that internal discipline is locked in, the intent funnel is the definitive engine for high-margin scale.